are on a beautiful Redding, California day. Slightly warm, it's probably just over 100 degrees here. We're looking at a very nice 1955 Chevy Belair 2-door hardtop Resto mod. Very nicely done car. It's always special when you get to do a car like this because somebody really cared for it. It's been in the same family here for 25 years up here in California. It's received a body off restoration. It only has about 3,100 miles on it since it was complete. Very nicely done. He had a gentleman down in Palmdale, California, could do the complete car. So the car's been totally, the frame has been sandblasted and it's been gone through. So we're going to cover some specs and just kind of walk around and talk about it like we always do. Catch me a little bit tongue-tied because it's a little warm out here. The trim all fits very nice, and the door gaps and seams are just beautiful on it. We went out to the park and back and around, and it's just the kind of car you can drive. It's very protective of it. It's a very nice car. When you look at the hood lineup of the seams and on the fenders here and where the doors are, it's very nice on both sides. It has upgraded wipers in it, so they've removed the wiper from the motor from the firewall, and it's been moved to the inside. All the bright work has either been restored or plated, one or the other, what as needed. You'll see the fit here of the quarter panel. Beautiful. Has American Racing chrome plated 5-spoke torque thrust wheels on it. Has BF Goodrich TA radial rubber on it. 275 60s in the rear and 215 60s in the front. Again, point out the fit of the fenders and the doors. The gaps are very straight. This is a nice car. The grille and the hood fits the same way. The eyebrows are very nice on it. The chrome is show quality chrome on the front bumper there. All the glass has been replaced in it. So every piece of glass is new in the car. We'll talk about some of the other stuff when we come inside here. Underneath the hood here is a 400 cubic inch Chevy. When we get underneath the hood, we'll cover some of the specs and stuff with you. Has a Tremec 5, excuse me, not a Tremec. I wanted to say this right. It's got a Richmond 6-speed in it. Richmond 6-speed transmission, Ford 9-inch rear differential, Positrack 350 ratio. Told you I'd mess up there, but step back and let you take a look at it from the view here. It is a very straight body, and again, a professional body off restoration. The underside of the car is just as clean as the top. 4-wheel disc brakes on it. Power disc, power steering, air conditioning. Again, the fit, we'll talk about that here. Fit is just the way it should be up in the front here. It's hard to get these noses right. In fact, I don't think I stopped on the front here the way I should have. When you look at the front here, you'll see the hood fit is very nice there on both sides. Bouncing around just a little bit. You can see the reflections in the bushes here of how straight this car is. The part that's not in the sun. Get inside here is really nice. A lot of time was spent inside. It's very clean inside. It's got a white all leather interior. It's not Naugahyde. It's not faux leather. It's real leather interior. So when you open this car, it smells like leather. It's leather. Very nicely done in a period style pleat, so to speak. Professionally done in the same area down in Palmdale, California. The top bows have been restored on it. The headliner bows. It's beautiful. You also take a look here at the window garnishing moldings have all been replated during the restoration rather than painted. Door jamb to door jamb, very nice. Just dropped my rag on the ground there. See the dash, you left all the stock dash trim. So other than the wheels, you walk up to this car and think it looks pretty stock. It is stock. In a presence, it's really a true Resto mod. All the latches here, CAD plated door latches. Here, the door screws, all that kind of stuff. It's actually the color, I didn't cover the color with you yet. I want to cover the color. The customer or the owner of the car liked the color of a 57, but he also liked the color of a 56. It's basically a turquoise. It's an artesian turquoise with a twist, is what I would call it. Fits it nice. He didn't want it too dark, but he didn't want it too light. Just wanted to give it the period feel. Has an audio system in it, so there's kick panel speakers up in the front. Again, the fit of the trim is very nice on the car. Has a custom stainless steel fuel tank in it. We'll step back and let you take a look at it. 55 B2 hot. It's a little hot today. Fit of the trunk is very nice. When I get into the trunk, I'll actually cover the trunk area with you. The fit of the trunk down here is nice. Typically you'll see these guys don't put the bumpers on them and they don't get fit right, and then you end up with a chip down here. No chips there. The rubber bumpers are where they're supposed to be. Chrome plating on the bumpers just like the front of the car. Step back and let you take a quarter look here. 3/4 rear. Somebody don't run me over driving by. I know I'm taking a little bit of a long time on this car, but I really like the look and feel of this car. It's nicely done. If you're looking for a nice double nickel, this one will definitely do the trick. Factory fuel fill, but it does have a custom stainless fuel tank in it. I'm going to hop over here and we're going to get inside here. Again, this is all leather. I know I'm repeating myself, but even the trunk panels in the trunk are leather. The trunk's been finished the same way. It's got a bow tie in the trunk. Hang on to the video, we'll have more. Same style carpet, it's wrapped up into the corners. We talk about that. Has seat belts front and rear. So if you want to throw passengers or grandkids, so on and so forth. Give you a look at the back side of the seat here. So air conditioning, 400, 4-barrel 400, Richmond 6-speed, Ford 9-inch, air conditioning, power steering, 4-wheel disc brakes. As I ramble it off here, the factory vent is where it's supposed to be there in the door jamb. He's got the seat notched out here just a little bit for this 6-speed shifter. This car's a fun car to drive. Has 31, since the restoration, 3,143 miles on it. Nice little Sport Comp tack. Sport Comp under dash gauges. The AC controls are all right here in the factory controllers, if you want to call them that. Controls. I'm going to fire it up here. It's got an emergency brake that's pulled out and it's working. It's got a tilt steering column. Nice billet aluminum steering wheel with a... we're going to fire it up here. It's hot soaked. We just came back from the park. Sitting at about 180. It's over 100 degrees today. We just got back from a little drive. Volts are 13.5 or so. Little audio system here. Just pretty much basic audio, but it does have a CD stacker in the trunk. Fit of the carpet's nice. We'll get out and let you hear it run. We're definitely going to ask you to hang on to the end of the video. Sweet. Hey, hang on to the end of the video where we're going to cover the engine compartment here for you and the undercarriage in the trunk. Have a great day. Don't forget to go to spudsgarage.com. Give us a call. We're never any pressure. Let's look underneath the hood. This is always the fun part. Let me start with this car's just nicely done in a subtle kind of way. Not overdone, not a lot of bling, and then we'll get into the specs here, what I have. We'll actually have a spec sheet on the engine that we can share with you. The engine itself, he's got about $5 grand in the motor. It's not overdone, it's very tastefully done. It is a 400 cubic inch Chevy small block. It's been bored 30 over. It has scat rods in it, a nodular 400 crank in it. It has Edelbrock aluminum heads with roller rockers. Has a comp camshaft in it. It has a RPM air gap intake manifold with a Street Avenger Holley 770 CFM carburetor. It's got GM HEI ignition. All the belt brackets or the accessory hang-on brackets were all handmade by the gentleman that restored the car for him. Has an Edelbrock water pump on it. Has Hooker long tube headers that have been ceramic coated. There's a 605 power steering there. Has four-wheel disc brakes, and there's power disc brakes there. So power steering, power disc brakes. Has a cross-flow aluminum radiator in it. Car does not have any overheat issues. He never worries about it overheating. He drives it in 110-degree days. Firewall's been all cleaned up and smooth. You notice that the wiper assembly is no longer there. It's got a rain gear style wipers, that 2-speed wipers. So the wipers are functional. You'll see the aprons are all finished here in a nice semi-glass or gloss black. Hot day here, probably about 110 degrees, so I'm a little warm. Has a stock style flex fan in it. There's no need for an electric fan. It has a fan clutch in it. So that's a dual feed vacuum secondary 770 CFM. Stock suspension here is just a good little coolant recovery bottle. A nice little fan shroud. This looks like it's custom built for it. Little topper here. It's hooked to a Richmond 6-speed manual transmission and a Ford 9-inch rear differential. We'll actually cover the undercarriage here for you in just a moment. You want to hang on to the end of the video. Bottom side of the hood here is finished just as nice as the rest of the car. This is a nice tidy little car all the way through. You'll hear me say it throughout the video. This is a nice double nickel, boys and girls. Anyway, wanted to point out too that all the bolts have all been CAD plated here on the fender aprons, so on and so forth. The hood hinges have been CAD plated. Gonna give you a feel there. Anyway, hang on to the end of the video. Like I always say, go to spudsgarage.com where we'll have tons of still photos. We're gonna spend some time in the trunk here for you. Just like the rest of the car, the detail on this whole car is just very, very nice. In a moment, we're gonna actually take down that little white panel in the forward here, and we'll share that with you. It's where the battery is, a gel battery, and a the CD stacker, and the wiring harness, Ron Francis. But very nicely done. The trunk's wrapped, the carpet's wrapped all the way up into the corners here. That's a white leather panel, just like the interior of the car. They finished the car up all the way underneath the deck here. Kind of give you a feel there. And the bottom of the deck lid too. A lot of times you'll see these where they actually won't spend time here cleaning these up because they would have had an installation there at one time. But very nice. The finish on the trunk is just as nice as the outside of the car. A little warm out here. You notice they've eliminated the spare tire well because it's got a custom stainless fuel tank underneath it. We'll cover that in the undercarriage here for you in just a minute. Anyway, definitely hang on to the end of the video. Great car to look at. You're looking for a nice double nickel. Pull down the rear panel here so we kind of give you a peek how tidy this car is in here. Obviously, that's the proper way to put a battery in the back of the car, is a gel battery. There's a battery on and off switch there. The reason you want to use a gel in the back is because it doesn't have vapors. You don't want to put a lead cell battery there. And he's got a little plastic cover that he puts on it just to keep the dust off it, so to show you how particular he is. That's a Ron Francis wiring system. There's the main fuse box of the car. And of course this panel just lifts up and hides here. Alright, hang on to the end of the video clip here. I'm going to show you. This has a huge book with all the receipts in it from the time it was built. Just to give you an idea. Here's a picture of the baby book, or the picture book for the car. All this is included with the car. We just showed you the receipt book, but it goes all the way through. It's body off restoration. But these are all included with the car. We're not going to snap pictures of all these and post them on the website. Just to give you an idea, I want to get to the point where you see the restoration coming together. It has a scatter shield bell housing in it. Chassis here. Body off restoration, sandblasted, painted. Bodywork stages. Interior of the car. See how the firewall in it was painted apart. Anyway, this should be getting to the end of the video. We'll get to the undercarriage here in just a minute. Just wanted to show that we have all this stuff. Classic Touch Auto Upholstery did the full leather interior on the car. There you have it. Go to spudsgarage.com. Hang on to the end of the undercarriage here for you and share it with you. My funnest part of the job, kneeling down like this. Very nicely done body off restoration. You heard us talk about it. There's a custom stainless fuel tank in it. The spare tire well has been removed, so there's room. Has parallel leaf springs with snubber traction bars on it. Old school, very nice. The entire frame was sandblasted on this car. It's very nicely done, and then refinished. You'll see the bottom side of the floor pans. They're not undercoated or anything, but they're matte black. Has a 9-inch rear differential in it. Has at least 2.5-inch exhaust at some points. I think it's 3. Custom and long tube headers. There's the snubber traction bars right there. It has all new body mounts on it. You'll see here. Take a real good look at that. Very clean. The car's been taken care of since it's restored. See the new body mounts right there. Floor pans right there. Nice and tidy. We covered the tire size on the walk around because I had it in my head. There's a new stabilizer bar. Stock style front suspension with coil springs. It's been lowered with drop spindles, so it's been correctly dropped to the ground. It wasn't just cut springs. So it has drop spindles, disc brakes, power steering, 605. My workout for the day. A couple more to go. Again, body off. By now, we're thinking you get the feel. There's the ceramic coated headers. Has a nice little crossover in the exhaust system that gives it a nice sound. Anyway, go to spudsgarage.com where you're definitely going to find more. 3,100 miles on a body off restoration. Very nice 55. Have a great day. Go to Spuds Garage.